Bonjour, hi, Canada. Greetings to all of you people everywhere across the United States. This is one of those great stories. I have known my next guest, Annette Biggers, for decades. She and her family have worshiped alongside me and the Fetching Mrs. Hewitt for years. We've been friends for years. I had no idea, none at all, that Annette was involved in the smash, surprise, online hit, The Trump I Know. I had no idea. And I haven't watched it. It's over at salemnow.com because I just don't have time to watch movies during the election season. But Annette sent me an email, and the Fetching Mrs. Hewitt an email said, "Have you got a chance to see the movie yet?" And which opened my eyes. I didn't know it was there. And The Trump I Know is now available at salemnow.com. And I mean, thousands of people are going to it. Annette got up early in California this morning. Good morning, Annette.
Good morning.
How do you like 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I'm just glad this is a radio show.
Well, of course, that's a good thing. Annette, I want people to know what The Trump I Know is. It's available at salemnow.com. They can go and watch it. It's on demand, $12.99. What is it? Why did you make it? What is it intended to convey?
Well, it is 20 or more women who work with Trump day in and day out, have known him for 10 to 20 years. These women are walking beside him. He's empowered he's empowered their voices, and he's loved them like they're his daughters, his sisters. And boy, does it really come through in this movie. They tell a side of Donald Trump that no one knows about, and it's sad but true. 93% of his media coverage is negative, and they're telling us the truth about Donald Trump, and it is so delightful. It is a breath of fresh air, let me tell you.
The Trump I Know is at salemnow.com. So, Annette, it's an evangelical production company. They make movies from the evangelical point of view. Many of my friends inside the Manhattan Beltway media elite cannot understand, and indeed some of our mutual friends rebuke me for supporting Trump because they say he's not Christian. You shouldn't support him. He's a bad man. And they run through the known litany of all infidelity, divorce, cruelty, etc. And how can you support him? Annette, what do you say to them, and what does the movie say to them?
The movie tells you who he truly is behind closed doors and on the... the thing is he had a messy life, and he took down giants. He was gentle giant, taking down this with his own hands. That looks sometimes.
You're breaking up on me, so I think you have to stay in one place if you're on your cell. Okay, go ahead. Start again. How do you answer that question about evangelical support?
Well, I feel that Trump is like a David. He had a messy life, but he was a worship God, and God used him to tear down walls, to kill giants. And I feel like Donald Trump is a firm wall of protection for America, for the world, to keep us from harm. And people are seeing the messiness, but I think the next 4 years is going to be peace. And I think that's the purpose of this movie, is all those that are just a little unsettled or a lot unsettled in their heart, they are going to find peace in the message of this movie. They're going to find the real man behind Donald Trump. It is not who they're thinking it is. He is an amazing man. His family is so incredible. Hugh, I can't even tell you what we have hundreds, not hundreds, but we have many, many hours, probably 80 hours of testimonies from nannies, from the Secret Service. I can't even tell you, the people that love him are they're telling us a different story. The people that work for him, work under him. The best story that I heard, I feel, on our journey was from a nanny for Donald Trump's grandchildren. She came to them. She was one of 100 people who applied for the job. She was a Democrat. She got the job, and she said this family loved her and treated her like a queen so much that she changed to be a Republican.
So Annette,
service.
I want to remind people the Trump I know can be viewed, but I want to know, or I want the audience to know how it got made because it got made in record time and through fortuitous
Yeah.
circumstances and because of Laura Trump. So would you walk us through the backstory on the Trump I know?
Yeah, Laura Trump came to a viewing we had a year and a half ago of Unplanned. It was a movie about, it was a true movie about an abortion worker for Planned Parenthood. She came to the viewing and she met our producer, Joe Knopf. She loved the way he told this story, the way that this movie portrayed the unborn. And Mike Pence also was there, and he loved it as well. They thought that Joe was the perfect person to tell a story. They didn't hire us. It was our idea. We came to them then a year and a half later in June and asked, can we make this story? And they said yes.
Are you
So,
surprised? Are you surprised by the Trump I know success? I mean, a lot of people are watching it that I just didn't expect would watch it.
yeah, I knew it was going to be amazing during the filming. I just knew, like, we just have so many hours of incredible testimony. I knew it was going to be powerful, but the thing I didn't know is it was going to delight people because it's so positive. It's so different than people might think. It's not like a movie that is negative, towards the other side at all. It's more of just, who is he? Who is he really? Who is he to be your boss? We have one of the women that has been managing his winery for 10 years, I think 8 years actually, and her testimony is so powerful. But Laura Trump began to open doors for us to meet these other people. We started at Laura and Eric Trump's house in New York, and we went all the way down to Tampa and met with Kayleigh McEnany in Florida, Tampa, Florida. We went on the campaign trail with all the women for Trump in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. We went to Virginia to the winery, and then we spent a lot of time in Washington, D.C., and then we did meet the president as well. And it just turned out in record time, like you said. Matt Thayer, our director, is a master storyteller. He put together this film. He put it together like a puzzle in 3 weeks. It takes 9 months to do something like this, and he put it together in 3 weeks. It was truly a miracle.
I want people to know Annette Biggers, 2 N's, 2 T's, 2 G's. AnnetteBiggers.com is, I think, one of the greatest photographers at work in the United States. So you were the principal photographer for the film, The Trump I Know, which is at salem.now.com. Why do you support him, Annette? You're a woman of faith. You're very well known as a speaker. You're very well known as a photographer. Why does Annette Biggers, evangelical Christian, capital E, capital C, why do you support Donald Trump?
I support him because of his platform. I think he's the most Christian president we've ever had. I say that with all honesty. His platform is so Bible-based. I mean, all you have to do is look at what he's been doing and not pay attention to the media. Look at what he's done. He has done everything that God has asked him to do for the unborn, for the religious, for religious freedom. I can't like him more, Hugh.
Well, there are millions of people like Annette Biggers, but my friends in the Manhattan Beltway media elite don't believe you exist. I mean, does that annoy you?
A little bit, yeah, it does. And there's many black people that love him as well. I met so many black people while we were making this movie, just around Washington, D.C., people that just love him. And it annoys me that they don't realize that black people love him too,
Do you think he's going to win?
I absolutely do think he's going to win. I think it's the call of God on his life, and I think we all have to get out and vote, but I do think he's going to win, absolutely. And I think the next 4 years are going to be 4 years of rebuilding and peace and comfort to the souls of America. I feel like we've lost our peace, and I think he's going to return it. And
What?
this movie is a gateway of returning peace to our country.
Annette Biggers, thank you for getting up so early. The Trump I Know is available at salemnow.com. Salemnow.com. Go and watch it on demand. $12.99. DVD is $12.99. Get them both for $19.99.